Yo, what's up, boys? I'm bringing y'all the juice in this video, man. Rogue Mage versus Rogue Druid guide, okay? Season 1's coming up with a TBC Classic launch, so I wanted to make this video to show you guys the meta strat as Horde versus Horde Rogue Druid, and then also Alliance Rogue Druid. So I have both of these in this video, so I go over the difference in play styles, which they are pretty similar. I want to show you guys the setup and the play and the thought process behind it so you guys can get an understanding. If you're lucky you have the beta, you can jump in and practice it yourself, or at least you know it, so once the gates open, you have the strat and you're like, yo, and you're winning those games, because that's what we want. We want you guys to have those dubs. So first off, this is Ring of Lordaeron. Right now, I have my friend Jigsaw, he's pushing in. This is an interesting situation where the Druid showed himself first instead of staying in stealth. And what we do here is the idea is to allow me to open on the Druid, and I'm going to do cheap shot. I will do pre-med cheap shot. Okay. That's going to give me 5 combo points. My next global, my first global after cheap shot is going to be a kidney shot. Okay. What this is going to do is this is going to put the Druid in a position where my mage now can just open on him alone. And the mage is the real pumper. Okay. Those shatters, that's where that real damage is going to come into. And what that is also going to do is that's going to force the rogue to come out. So I want to show you what's going on here. I'm entering now the room. The Druid is going to be slowed. I do my cheap shot. I do my kidney, and I instantly vanish. Okay. So now what happens here is if you look at top right next to my stealth, that's 9 seconds of vanish buff. I now have a better stealth than my opponent. So now if the rogue wants to come in, I have an advantage on being able to get the sap off. Now, if I get the sap off and the Druid is now about to get full shattered by my mage, the rogue is now going to be that more antsy and forced to pop their trinket. And then all I have to do is look for the blind on that trinket, and then it's a game over. So what's going to happen here is now the rogue has to decide, does he come in? Does he come in? And so the goal here, now look, there's Dobbs, 50%, right? What I say, the mage shatters, they hurt. That's where the damage is going to be. So I just do my cheap kidney on the Druid, vanish. And also look, my kidney's now 15 seconds from being up. So he's now pumping in. The Druid's under stress, and now the rogue is now forced to come in while I have a better stealth than him. So the goal is now the rogue's going to open on my mage, and now I just want to cheap shot him. So that allows me to cover. So I open on Druid so my mage can open. Then I cover for my mage with cheap shot on rogue. Then my mage is going to cover me with sheep. So it's going to go cheap shot on rogue into a full sheep. And that's going to force the trinket. I'm going to look for the blind there. And then we both can now connect on the Druid. And I'll show you. Boom, there's a cheap shot. Don't worry about the combo points. Boom, rogue trinkets. He actually trinketed early into a full sheep. But as you can see, I look for the set focus. The sheep came in. But like, do you see the pressure? Right? Like he almost like had to. He almost like had to. Because regardless, even if he trinketed the first sheep, and say he got away because I was following the Druid and I couldn't blind immediately, even if he vanishes, right? And he gets onto me with cheap shot, I can immediately trinket into blind and there's nothing he can do. I forced a trinket there and I still have blind. And so that is how we set up this kill easy. There's NS, but again, full sheep and we're both connected on him. There's just no way. So that's going to be the strat that you're going to see throughout this video that we're going to be using over and over and over again. It is the setup on Druid, cover my mage with cheap shot so he can get the sheep off, and then you can go in and just go ham on Druid and then look for the trinket, and you have to be really quick, look for the trinket on rogue, and then that's going to secure your kill on Druid. Druid is usually going to be always the kill target. So here we have a human rogue, right? This is now the alliance setup. If you're horde, it's going to be a little bit different, and I still think you should still play it the same even when you're alliance versus alliance, after when maybe perception falls off, because what we want to do is I want to now stay on top of my mage. And what this does is the rogue's going to have a better stealth than me. It's okay if he finds me. He can't find my mage in invisibility. Only the other mage will be able to see Jigsaw. So I stand on top of my mage. I'm anticipating, we are anticipating that we're going to get sapped. That's okay. What's going to happen though, the mage, and this is where your partner has to be good, very fast reactive time. This is why dueling is also a really good thing. So you can get that reaction time up, but that's a different video. So I'm going to stand on top of my mage. And once I get sapped, he's going to AoE Nova. And then what that's going to cause is the rogue is now going to be forced to either waste the vanish or waste the cloak or waste a step, and the mage can now get get some more distance. Here, my mage missed, which was super unfortunate. But you saw, right? You saw the thought process, and I think that's what I just wanted to highlight here. I go for a cloak vanish, and I kind of wanted to open on the mage, on the druid, but we decided not to. And now I want to pause this video just for a quick second and just kind of reiterate the opener, right? The openers happen in this game, and everything went to shambles. It all fell apart, right? We didn't get the rogue out. I wasted my cloak. I wasted my vanish. The rogue also used cloak and vanish, which is really good. They can become kill targets. Rogues can definitely become kill targets if they don't have cloak and they don't have trinket. If they have cloak and trinket, the cheat death is kind of going to let them live throughout the opener. It may be a little bit different on season 1, but for the most part, that's your kind of cue that you can look for a swap on rogue. But for the most part, you want to always go druid. And so I just want to highlight again in the opener, what do? Cheap pre-med, cheap shot onto a full kidney on druid, vanish. All right. And then cheap shot on rogue, cover. So this is now our opener just went away. And now here we go. Boom, into a kidney. I vanish. Cheap shot on rogue. He's going to cover. He's going to go for the sheep. Mage got the sheep. Now we connect. Rogue instantly trinketed into a full blind. There we go. Now we're connecting. The druid does a good job. This is definitely their strongest map, being on Nagran, to be able to kite. But the CS is coming out. He's able to connect. And my mage is just trying to get those arcane missiles just to add that extra damage as the druid is just going to be kiting. That's the main thing. But again, your mage is going to be able to get the resheep. There's a Nova on the rogue. He used cloak in the beginning, so that's kind of our advantage here. He has to sit all of those Novas, and then my mage is going to be able to find that final lockout kill on the druid, and then that's going to be a win for the game there. And again, I just wanted to highlight, go back to the original script, and just like, even when things fall apart and you guys are able to reset, go back to the script, right? It doesn't always have to change. Just stick to it. And that cover where you open on druid, let your mage open up and set up, you cover for your mage. That is just going to be a super effective opener. And so on this map again, this is on Blade Edge. And a lot of the times, depending on the map that you're on, nothing changes too much. Rings of Lordaeron is going to be difficult with the druid running around the pillar. And then Nagran was also going to be their strongest map just because of druids being able to kite so well. But this is literally like the best case scenario where I was able to get a sap on the druid and then sap on the rogue. And you're just going to see the connection here. Like if you get the sap on rogue, it's going to be so strong. It's just going to put them so far behind and they're so forced to trinket. And we just be able to fully connect on their druid and literally just have like no downtime. And so that's going to be it for that round. And just it's pure power at that point. So this last round that we have, rogue, we found him, but he was able to get away. I'm now, again, he's going to keep the rogue. I'm going to what? Cover rogue here. But then I use my sprint and shadow step to be able to just cheap, and I'm instantly on the druid because he opened. So I cover for rogue so he can get the sheep off. The cheap shot is there on rogue to get the sheep. And then you want to do cheap kidney on the druid. And then usually a counter spell into a Vanish Garrett, as you saw there. And then that's going to be it for the game. So I hope you guys like this video. Like it if you like it. Subscribe for more content. And guys, I'm excited for TBC. I hope you are too. Let me know in the comments what comp you're playing and what other strat guides that you would like to see. And see you all in the next one. All right? Later, guys. Peace.